and will be on this format of 18 minutes qualifying, and of course 50% race as we always have had here on MRL, of course exception of endurance. So right now I'm gonna put this cam, sorry, a little bit. Okay, everything should be good at the moment, and yeah, everything should be good. We're here, we're 20 drivers, as I said, for today's race. If I'm not mistaken, we have a couple of reserves. Chris doing his full-time debut for Racing Point, and Fritzen, I think, as a reserve for Rhapsody, as he has to serve a race ban. Duffeld as well, having to be reserving for a driver on Racing Point. We have some action already on the track. And I think it's one of the Williams. I think it's probably Becky B. No, I think it should be his teammate, Ale Yamamoto. Both Williams doing an amazing job on these standings here on Americas. I think they are 1 and 2, of course, with Becky B with a huge lead over the rest. So right now on board with Ale Yamamoto, the Mexican driver, collecting good results there for Williams as they are leading these standings for constructors. Of course, the strategy here on Singapore can be very, very difficult to nail. Is 31 laps here on this track, as I said, 23 corners here, and of course it can be very difficult because the softs are a tire that are really difficult to manage. Of course, that tempts to manage very hot tarmac, so the strategy normally could be a medium to hard or hard to medium. So these drivers sometimes will try to start disqualifying with the softs and then invalidate on purpose, or well, it can be another option to just qualify in the soft and try something different, because normally, of course, we saw today on tier 3 like all the top 10 on the softs, but there was rain at the beginning. But if there's no rain normally, so in dry conditions, we can see these drivers going with the mediums and try to do their best run on qualifying with those mediums. And the moment with Ale Yamamoto, he's cooling down the tires. We can see there on these last corners of sector 3, or I'm sorry, on corner 20 and 21. So we will be on board right now with the Mexican Ale Yamamoto. He will settle up, putting that energy on, but not opening the RS. I think he missed it there as he is approaching turn 1, braking there and downshifting to 4th gear, no, 2nd gear for 3rd zone. On traction, very difficult it can be. Now you have to go to the left hand side of the track to reach to another well, as we have been teleported to another lap, as Yamamoto, I think he had an issue with his connection and he will be reset to the garage. But we're with Becky B at the moment, who has just invalidated, I don't know if on purpose, but he's flying 25.8. It's a very good first sector for the American. Right now in the exit of turn 9, very, very, very close to the barrier there on the exit. You can almost brush it even, and there you can gain time. Right now, after this link section of Singapore, you have all these corners very tight. They're almost touching the wall again. Now the hairpin, he doesn't downshift to first, but he keeps it on 3rd. Sure, shifting all the way to 7 almost, opening DRS, and right now finishing sector 2, of course, with the lap invalidated for the leader of the championship, Becky B. There, he's now entering sector 3 on corner 15 and 16. Now 17. He has traffic. I think it's Cherry, the Spaniard, pulling there to the left-hand side of the track. Under the bridge goes the Williams driver, Becky B, to finish this lap. And, of course, said not the first time, as it will be an invalidated run, but still have a reference that what these drivers can do. It will be a 33 low. It's a 33.0, 33 flat for the leader of the championship, but of course will be invalidated, as we see Cherry just starting a lap. I will jump on board with the Tasquito, who has just finished sector 1 and now just on the middle of sector 2. 26.2 was the first split for the Argentinian. Right now on the hairpin of this corner, as Zamas crosses the line to take a 35.6 to the line. So right now, I don't know if that will be the best time he can do. Of course, Vizimon as well, 36.8. I think he has a lot of ground to improve that time, and probably trying to look to set a time and then improve it on the mediums. Casquito losing the rear there on turn 17, very difficult to manage that one after you have these softs with a lot of temps. He invalidates cutting the inside of turn 19, as we'll be inviting Dark Chocolate here on the lobby, as it seems like he will be my well, my fellow my man here, being on the comms with me today on this night, as we have told 35.2 with a big lap there for the Alfa Romeo, race winner on Hungary, as we all know, as we should know. A very intense race we had there. Shearer now is flying, but on an invalidated run, he will be finishing this lap, I guess. Or yes, he will be finishing this lap, the Spaniard. Missing a little bit the corner there on the entry of 23, 30.2, who was gonna be P2 at that moment, but of course with lap invalidate, we will see how he will do all the qualifying, the strategy on this qualifying, which will be very important to see. Right now Duffel jumping into P4 with a 37.7, the Racing Point Reserve on his debut here on Amaral America's Tier 1. Of course, remember we have as well America's Tier 2. We had it yesterday, the race, but it was premiered on YouTube today at 9:30 BST, 9:30 p.m. BST, after just the Tier 3 race finished. So, well, of course, if you haven't checked that race, you can put !YouTube on the chat, and you will jump there on the YouTube of the Misfits Racing League. And of course, huge thanks to Next Level Racing for all the partnership with us, and a lot of variety on rigs for F1 and all the sim racing community. So right now we have Maxime as well flying on an invalidated run. We will jump probably on Ali Yamamoto, who as well has invalidated that run. Probably it can be, as I said, on purpose, but we will see later, because as well Carmelison on the mediums, not invalidated at the moment, opening DRS out of the hairpin. He will try to set a lap on the yellow wall compound.
Hi, Pito.
Hello, Dark Chocolate.
Hello, sir. Okay, I'll be a commentator for the day. Well, co-commentator for the day. So hopefully I can do you proud and try my best tonight, my friend. I'll be backing you up and see what I can do.
Of course, you'll be doing great, man. You'll do very good. As I'm checking right now if the sound is really good or not. So if you guys on the chat can say something there, might be very helpful, as Carmelison will cross the line right now. As on P17, he will jump on pole position with a 34.5.
Yeah, I'm watching BTFU currently on a lap at the moment, and I never know what you're gonna get with BTFU. You can be putting in some strong times. I know I raced with him last season, and he was doing absolutely amazing. So I'm interested to see how he does today in Singapore. It's a tricky circuit. Driving there myself today, you really need to get the traction here and the tire management quite on lock. Otherwise, it's gonna be quite tricky throughout the race, especially tire temperatures. So those diamond softs, they're gonna really struggle after 6-7 laps.
Of course, the times, as I said before, can be a real issue here on this tarmac. You don't have the big straight that you normally have to cool down the rears, and of course the front right is suffering as well. So, well, you don't really want to touch those softs, as of course it's difficult to manage, and on a long track like this, it's very easy to wear them.
Yeah. Becky B, has he started up on the mediums here? I'm looking at it. I think he's currently picked his set left the mediums, currently P9. Always one to look out for. Always does fantastically. And I'm also interested to see how Striffium does today. Of course, I've had good battles with him here before. I'm sure he's said that story multiple times, but it's a track that he knows well and a track that he can do quite well in. So it'll be good to see if he can get some points in, especially with safety cars that might occur as well.
Of course, the safety car can be a huge thing. It was today on Tier 3 I experienced. I think there were 2 safety cars and 2 VSCs that really shuffled that grid today, this evening, on the European Division Tier 3. We're right now on board with Casquito Benitez crossing sector 3 entry. Split 2.6, 1 minute 2.6 was the time for the Argentinian. Right now, trying to nail all the chicanes. It doesn't seem like he's going to yield on his run right now on the soft compound.
No, he doesn't. This final sector can be quite tricky. You can make or break your entire lap, having to cut that corner on the left, and then having to make sure that you carry as much speed on this left-hander in the final corner as possible. Let's see what time he gets. P1 for the Renault. On the softs though, so I don't know how it's going to treat him throughout the entire race. Bold going on the softs, but if it works out quite nice. So what's the weather looking like actually, if you know, Bito?
I think it's dry, so I really think this should be a normal race. But of course, we're in Singapore. Everything can happen on this track. Very long track, as I said. Stamina was the word that Strifium used today.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you get tired really easy around here. All the concentration not to hit the walls as well. But no, it's interesting with this soft hard strategy. That's a lot of laps on the hards, but he has to make those softs work. But let's see what happens. Who else have we got on the lap here?
Solz.
People in the pit on our lap.
Solz is in a lap. Zamos is in a lap as well. I think he's just behind the Alfa Romeo, so I will jump on the race winner, Solz, right now on the exit of turn 9. He was improving on the sector 1 split, but we'll see if he can do it even better on the sector 2. Right now under the bridge there before the hairpin. Very tight zone of this track. You really can do a mistake as you're almost brushing the wall there.
Yeah, it's one thing about the circuit as well is you get really close to the walls, but there are parts of the circuit that do stick out a little bit and they can catch you out. Especially that corner that Zamas just went past as well. Easy place to invalidate the lap.
Ooh, Jolt is out.
Holt's out.
He's out.
He almost impeded Zamas. Somehow, luckily, Zamas wasn't affected by that. It looks like he's had to slow down actually.
He invalidated, yeah. The Ferrari invalidated the run after having not contact, sorry, but probably having to avoid there the Alfa Romeo of Souls. So 35 points will be the best lap that the Alfa Romeo driver might be doing today, as Fritzen on reserve capacity will cross the line with a 34.1 on the mediums.
So we got Sijos, my teammate, over here. It looks like he's absolutely on a flyer here on the medium tires. Looking quite strong, actually. Just looking through him, getting through the sector 2, left, right, onto the hairpin. Carrying as much speed as he can here. It's a nice exit. Now, it's all about carrying speed through these corners. Trying to not lose as much time as you can. Keeping tight to the apexes. Trying not to invalidate through the exit of that corner, and here you have to be quite tight, cut as much of the chicane as possible so you get a good entry into the next corner. It's looking like quite a good lap. I can't get quite a judge out of it. Not as much speed carried out there as he could have done, to be fair.
I was gonna say that. But I think he's going a little bit wide on the chicanes, not cutting that much, but still it's the first lap I think Caesars will set today, and he really wants to put one there on the board. It will be a 34.5.
Well done.
On the mediums for the McLaren driver, so I think you'll be happy with that. Right now, 4 cents is the difference between him and the leader on the same rubber. So we'll be jumping into Bisha, the Chilean driver, I think. Oh, just there as Fizimon. Oh, what happened there? Fizimon had an issue.
Facing the wrong way.
Yes, facing the wrong way, and not only that, but he's out of the qualifying session. As 36.8 will be the best time he will set right now on P9, but I think he will be getting demoted after these drivers as Becky B exit the pits, as these drivers are going to improve their lap times. So that's another driver who will not be improving his time. 4 minutes remaining on this session, Dark.
You know what? Sijos has done quite a good time considering that he had to sprint home not too long ago. He got home, just been out for a run. Got changed, went straight onto the old PC and started racing. Fair play to him. Becky B, I'm interested to see how he does. Always doing well, of course. I'm interested to see how he does because he's someone that can do quite well given the right moments. So I think this grid is going to get reshuffled either way. I think Strifium is yet to still set a lap as well, so it looks like he's going out on the soft tires. So that's quite a bold strategy as well.
He's still in the pit, so we will see if he's waiting only to do one run there at the end, as I think he's exiting the pit right now, but yes, he's in the softs. So yes, Giza will be one of the drivers who's flying right now, but I'm on board with Gabizam, the Red Bull driver at the moment out of turn 8, just on the apex there, trying to maximize the exit on the right part of the track, and now cutting on inside, but he cuts too much and he will be invalidating the run, putting all the engine down to 0 and trying to do a better one on the next run. Right now, as I said, Giza as well, the Mercedes driver, sorry, they're flying on sector 2 as well, on the sling corner on Singapore here.
Yeah, I'm just seeing Cascadito as well, who's just started his lap, but we'll go back to his. Looks like we've got Maxime B on the mediums as well. He's, I'm hoping he does well. Obviously, me being biased to the McLarens, I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping they do well. It looks like he's just warming his tires up for his out lap. So once he gets going, that'll be great to see. The McLaren's Twinkie, I don't know if Twinkie's a full-time, is he a full-time driver?
I
he is,
really think
I
so.
saw him last week.
I really think so, yeah.
So he's on his out lap. He just needs to be conscious of his teammate right behind him, who's on his flag. Got yellow flags.
That's
at the end of start, 3.
That may be Misha. I think Misha crashed it. Yeah, and he returned on track. He returned on track. That's not the best decision there on qualifying, as he had, I think, was Strifium on an out lap. But yeah, we will jump right now on Casquito, who's flying there, exiting sector 2, entering on sector 3. He's improving 4 tenths, and that might be good for pole position for the Argentinian run. Right now, sorry, I want to for Mercedes on the same 10th are both drivers. Of course, Tristan being on a reserve capacity for Rhapsody, who has to serve a race ban after multiple penalty points on last rounds. But we'll see Casquito, because right now he's on the last corners of this track. He's on turn 22, turn 23, we will see he runs out of the blooming, he opens the RS, and will be a 33.7 for the Argentinian. That's a beautiful lap, but he's the only one, I think, on the top 10 with softs, as Chris goes pole.
Chris goes pole, the 133.5, that is looking very good. Maxim B's coming through in the... Becky B's just come through with the 133.8. He goes P3, but he's on mediums, and Chris is on mediums. Casquito is going to be vulnerable on those softs, let me not lie. Maxim B coming through on the final corner. Now let's see what time he can pull off.
That's a very good lap from the full-time driver, Chris. Right now, 33.5. That's 3 times faster than Becky B on the same rubber. But as I said, Maxime, I think, was flying.
Maxim was flying, not 134.7. He gets up to P8. I'm just trying to think who else. There's a bunch of drivers coming up now on the grid, crossing the line. So let's see how this final grid turns out. With Yamo, I believe that is coming into the pits. Must have aborted his lap. It's not getting changed up too much. There's no one that's looking to contest these top 3 at the moment.
Right now I'm on board with Zamas. It's just under the bridge there on sector 3 as Duffler returns on pits, because the time is already done. There's no time for improving. Zamas will be here on his last attempt. Corner 22, and right now on the last turn of this track will be enough for P8 for the American driver and the owner of the Misfits Racing League. 34.5 right now, 1 second of that time set by Chris, who will be on pole position at the moment. I think Fritzen is flying.
BTFU is coming through now into the last couple of corners of the circuit on his flyer on these mediums, looking to improve from P18 to get into the top 10. It's not too much of a push, but let's see what he can get from here. And he goes up to P11, so he gets 3 toss tires on the start of the race. So that's not too bad for him. He's probably going to be quite happy with that, considering. So he can start on some fresh rubber. So that's going to be quite helpful, considering.
Fritzen is flying. Fritzen is flying, but it's not enough to get that pole position. Chris will be, seems like, unbeaten today on qualifying. 2 tenths are the difference between the leader there on the racing point and the reserve as a full time for Fritzen, but it's not enough. Everyone finishing their laps, because I think will not be improving here, as he's the last driver who will be crossing the line, as well as Gabizam, who's not improving either. No fuel for the Red Bull driver, and I think this is our qualifier for today.
Looks like it. So it looks like Becky B is going to have some competition, being the championship leading driver at the moment. And his teammate Yama's starting in P12, not going to be able to back him up as he needs it. Them two usually working quite well. They're going to have to. Yama's going to have to get himself back up there. Chris is going to be. Fritz and Fritzen both going to be putting in a quite a good fight. So this is gonna be an interesting race, to be fair, especially with tire management and the potential of the safety car could get shaken up. But I'm excited to see how this pans out in the first couple of laps, especially with Casquito.
He will put the best lap of these drivers, and I think only on the top 10 Gabox, the Alfa Romeo driver on P10, and Casquito, the Argentinian, on P3 will be the only drivers on the top 10 who will be starting on those on those softs. I'm sorry for the mistake. Cherry and Strifium not doing any time, as well as Gabizem not being able to set any lap here on qualifying on Singapore. So our top 5 will be Chris, Fritzen, Casquito, Becky B, and Giza. After that, we have Carmeleson, Cijas, Zamos, Maxim, and Gabox, and all the rest of the grid. We'll be watching that on the formation lap, but this is very interesting because I actually expected that more drivers here on the grid would have been, well, settling laps on the softs, but the top 10, and I would say even more, have settled that lap on the mediums, even Bisha on P14. It's Chris, Fritzen, and Casquito, they're on the top, and, well, they are full-time drivers, except Fritzen, but they joined mid-season, so they are, at the moment, not battling there for the championship. Chris, I think he does have 0 points, but
Becky B is still currently leading that one with Yama in that Williams squad. So Becky and Yama is quite important for these guys to keep continuing. Rhapsody, I don't know, is Rhapsody racing today? Is C-Joss and BTFU? I know that they're both on 114 points at the moment, so they'll be wanting to get points on each other so they can lead into position number 4 in the drivers championship right there. Zawa's currently in 7th with 73 points as well. He's got 3 podiums to his name, but Becky B with 10 podiums to his name. That is 5 wins, 10 podiums.
That is an amazing stat.
Boy is too quick. He is too quick.
Amazing number for the Williams driver. Right now, starting this formation lap, we'll see again what these drivers on the bottom 10 have tried to do, and we have look at that. We have 2 more soft runners. Will be Ali Yamamoto and Duffel. They're on the south.
What? The mind games came to play. What did I say? I told you that they'll be looking at this thinking, actually, you know what? I might get away with this. So Yama is now on the softs. Visha, Chiri, and Srifium remained on their compounds. Maybe they just forgot to change the compounds. Duffield is on softs now as well. This is gonna be really interesting for the fighting at the back. Let's just put it that way.
It's very interesting, as you can see. Yamam on the softs, Gabos as well on the south. Of course, he didn't have any option to choose. He did qualify on those, on that rubber. So Yamamoto and Gabox, they will try to climb there on the grid. Look just at that field from Becky to Maxime on mediums, and not only that, but both leaders on the front row. So Casquito will try to, well, do a better start than the front row and trying to put himself up into P1, and then trying to hold, well, firstly push and then hold, because those softs are going to reach that cliff very easily, as we're on board with Yama. It's not waving almost at all with those compounds.
I'm not surprised. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking there's definitely. I think Yama made a mistake choosing the soft tires. There's no way he's looked at his options and thought the best strategy here would be a soft hards, trying to get past. I don't know. Maybe he's banking for a safety car. It could be a case, but I just. It's a brave choice. It's a brave call from him.
I think
as the predicted pit stop comes up as well. Soft, medium strategy first. The fastest is a 2-stop. I disagree, but the medium hards is the way to go.
Surely, as you can see, a lot of drivers here with the mediums, at least on the top 10 there. On the bottom 10, you have BTF on hards, Yama, as we mentioned, on softs, Tolls on hards, Bisha on medium, Swinky Fizimon on hards, both of them, Duffel as well. Change the compound now with this second race. To the softs, Gabizam on hards, Chiri and Strifium stayed with the same on the mediums. Right now, these drivers landing in the grid.
I'll let you lead the way, sir. It's your show.
We have Chris there on pole position on the Racing Point. It's not his full-time debut. He has been here, I think, a couple of times, well, more times. I think it's his third race right now, as we see Strifium there on the back. They're just lining, and we will be ready soon for action on America's Singapore. We're waiting for the lights. Right now it's 3, 4, 5 red lights here on Singapore. And away we go. It seems like a very, very early start right now, and we're on board with Becky B, leader of the championship, and Chris is right there up into P1, side by side between Zamos and Maxime. It seems on P10 fighting for the points there, still side by side. They are fighting on the front as well. Becky B jumps into P5. I think Carmelson had an issue out of turn 3, and right now he's slotted behind that Williams.
You know what? From the start of the race all the way at the back, it was quite clean. There was a lot of close calls, but everyone seemed to have got through the first couple of corners quite cleanly. Of course, we see Maxim B and Yamamoto battling, but Maxim B's just won that over him. They're still going side to side at the moment. Yama seems to have taken it inside. Those softs working at this moment in time. Maxim B is not yielding whatsoever and comes back, takes that inside line. And takes the lead into P10 with Yama still battling. Is not letting him go that easily though.
Oh,
So
both
this is
AlphaTauris
a
side by
tasty
side.
start.
Side by side, both AlphaTauris are on this link of Singapore. BTL view will try it there, but there's a spin. There's a spin for BTF. He had contact with Bisha. Right now he's on the wrong way and he will be last. There's yellow flags, but it's not enough for sparking a BSC or a safety car. So the American will be on last place after contact with his teammate.
Yep, and at the moment, Yama is still close battling with Maxim B. It looks like the grid's getting quite steady now. Becky B just holding this position in front of Galzi and Kashito. It still remain P3. Chris taking the lead at the moment. It's quite steady, not too bad. It's been a sensible first lap actually, except from BTFU.
They have been keeping it tight. Of course, Chris right now setting the fastest lap as he's the first. We'll have, of course, that desync on the time tower. Of course, we're on lap 2 right now. Chris is leading this race from Fritzen, and he is setting the fastest lap. Yeah.
The Holtz just probably had a front wing damage. He's pitted straight away onto the hard compounds there. Apart from that, we've got Sejos, who is in a tight battle at the moment. Wait, nope, that's the timing tower messing around with me. I don't know where they are.
Well, he's actually batching. He has on the inside Yamamoto on the softs are ready with that battery. The Williams, they're the second of the championship right now. She's just trying to squeeze that Williams on the inside pad, but the softs have more grip at the moment, and Caesars being pushed wide a little bit there on the exit of turn 9, and Bisha will try to take a look out of that exchange. Sorry, it was Maxime, not Caesars.
Yeah, that's the confusion I had as well. It looks like Becky B's almost gapped Carmelson as well. He's looking to get some good pace out of that, but at the same time, it's looking quite good with Maxim B and Yama still battling it out. They're not letting each other yield at all. I wish I could tell. So you just tell me 0.1, which is not the case. It looks like at the moment there's a good gap between each driver, and it's just a case of letting things settle, waiting to see where people decide to pick, especially with these softs. They're probably not going to battle them too hard, knowing for a fact that in a couple of laps they're going to be well in the green on their medium tires.
Right now, we have the leader, Chris, opening that DRS gap, settling another fastest lap as we enter lap 3. Right now, that is correct. The timing tower will be correcting itself right now when we cross, I think, the first split of this race, or even the main straight. Yes, we have there the deltas again back on time. So Chris, right now, very, very rapid, it seems, opening that DRS with Fritzen. But Casquito on the softs. He really needs to push as he's on the softs.
Well, Casquito now is getting to that vulnerable position where the softs are going to start to lose their pace. I think in the next lap you'll see him start to drop off as the medium ones start to pick him off. Strifium staying quite close to the pack there. He's not losing too much time. He's out of DRS at this moment in time, but again, he's in medium tires, doing quite well at the moment. Everything is nice and intact. Fizzy and Gibson, I wonder if they're chatting away, trying to keep each other safe and trying to pick off the rest. They're currently in a good position as well. Those hard tires, if they can catch up to the to the next train up ahead. They'll be well.
Casquito having a big slide out of turn 14. The softs are starting to struggle. The temperatures are going high on that Renault. As we were on the camera of Giza, he saw that slide from the Argentinian driver, and look under the bridge how that car is moving. Giza right now, it seems like he has more pace as Casquito is going to drop out of that DRS window, but he's pushing to stay in it.
Chris is flying away with this at the moment. He's looking very comfortable. He's hit his apexes. He's keeping that car nice and tight. A little bit of a lock up there, but he's looking comfortable, and he just seems to be getting away from everyone. The current championship leader Becky B just playing a patience game at the moment, keeping right behind Geyser. The Mercedes, and he's looking comfortable. The battling, everyone's being sensible, not trying to do anything too. I say that
Casquito
dives into
yeah.
Casquito.
Very good move right now, but Casquito's right now on the inside of turn 8. They're still side by side. Casquito's lights, and Becky B will try to do the same as Giza did. And right now on the inside, cutting a little bit of that curb. They're probably taking a warning, but it's one place for the leader of the championship, as Casquito will lose another one. No, Carmelson waits another spot to do that move, and is still on P6 as the other medium runners. They are ready to move, and Carmelson really needs to push right now on this back straight after the hairpin of turn 13 to get the Argentinian, but it doesn't seem like it will be on this moment. He still is pushing over ERS, he's with DRS as well, but he's not showing that move.
He's just trying to find a little corridor, a little window of opportunity where Casquito makes a mistake and comes through that. Those tires will not be feeling good anymore. He's taking a very tight line there. I feel like in the next DRS section, it may be a case of Carmelson taking advantage of Casquito's pace to take the position, because he needs to get through. He's going to be held up too long and lose Becky B at this point. That is that mistake I was looking for. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. This is going to be painful. I know the feeling, because I had this a little bit earlier. Let's see this. He's not deployed ERS. Still paying patiently. Just biding his time, waiting for Carson to make a mistake, but I'm pretty sure in this next DRS section here, he's going to be going for it, because Casquito is sliding around.
He's strolling too much. Attempts are really putting a lot of pressure there on the rears. Casquito has fault out of DRS to win for. Carmelson will try the move, but Casquito was still in the middle. I don't think that was fault of anyone. I think it was the timing there on the straight, and Carmelson had to lift. And as well, another exchange. I think Zizas up into P7 as he overtakes Gabox in the same situation as the Argentinian driver Casquito, who was just overtaken by his fellow countryman Carmelson. So drivers who know each other very well on these competitions, and right now, well, the exchange, the sub is starting to drop. We're on lap 5 of 31, and there's still a big journey there to the end.
Maxim B is now rubbing his hands, because he's seeing Yama's now vulnerable on those soft tires. He's probably been biding his time, knowing that's going to happen. So this is quite good. Probably waiting. He's being patient about it. Yama's not having as hard of a time as Casquito was on those mediums, but the gaps have closed massively, and I think it's going to be a case of Maxim be waiting for him to do a little slide and capitalize from that error.
I think Ale Yamamoto, knows how these softs are going to really feel, and I think he's driving, more safe than the Argentinian was doing, as Gabox as well losing a lot of ground there with the top runners. He's running on the soft. The mediums, as I said before, they're starting to really take the function, but Zamos had a slide out of turn 21, and well, he lost the DRS with Gabox, or no, he actually didn't, but he dropped like half a second behind that Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, we did. I'm just keeping an eye on Yama and Maxim B here, because they're coming up to the first DRS straight here out of corner 5. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see Maxim deploy and get that ARS. I'm just DRS open just so he can take that position. He's sticking very close to him as he turns to the outside. Yama squeezed him as much as he could. He's not yielding easily at all. Wheel to wheel as they come out through the next corner. Maxim B really utilizing his tires. Yama's having to yield here. It wasn't enough for him to hold that, but he did a good job. That was a valiant effort to try and hold Maxim B back.
Really close run out. Striff and BTFU as well, battling on the same corner. BTFU will try to do the same move as Maxim did, but Striff is squeezing a little bit that AlphaTauri. Very good defensive move for the Ferrari driver right now. Up into P17, he gained 3 places on the start, but yeah, Maxim doing the homework he had to do, and right now up into the points position, only Strifian with penalties on lap 6 on a track that is very easy to, well, to take them.
CEST is now hunting Casquito down. Casquito's really having a hard time here trying to hold his position because these medium runners are happy and they're getting their pace. And CEST is gonna, I don't think he's gonna, knowing him, he's not gonna wait around too long. As soon as he gets the opportunity to, he is gonna try and fly in there and take that position away from Casquito, just so he can start catching up to Carmison and try to close that gap. But not just quite yet, but it's gonna be the same situation. He's gonna buy this time. Wait for the DRS section out of it's turn 5, isn't it? Yeah, out of turn 5.
Gabox. Sorry to interrupt, but Gabox will be the first driver to pit for strategy, not for damage. And right now he's putting the medium, so he's going for the 2-stop. The Alfa Romeo Citos goes on a very easy move on that back straight there before turn 7. And he will get Casquito up into the 6.
As well, but he's just hit the rear end of Yama. There was too much pace coming from the AlphaTauri, and Yama has suffered dearly. I'm pretty certain he's got major wing damage on his left side there. He's gonna have to get that removed. That was quite unfortunate. It was just too much pace coming out of Vischer. Just tapped the rear end of Yama, and Yama had to save his car there from retiring.
Striff and BTFU side by side on the same place, but right now Striff is on the outside, and he will still protect that on turn 9, but BTFU with more grip, it seems, there on the outside line. He will take P16 after that spin, that contact we had seen on lap 1 with his teammate, but right now he's recovering that ground, still on the hards for BTFU, and, well, of course, gaining places and seconds with these drivers who, well, theoretically, they have less space than the AlphaTauri driver, who normally is there on the top 10 and fighting for good positions.
So this is about the window where we're going to start seeing the soft runner start to come in. So I would not be surprised if we see Casquito and Yama. I mean, Yama's definitely going to box because he's got wing damage, but I wouldn't be surprised if Casquito goes in the box as predicted. So now it's time for the hard runners to come into play as they start to catch up with the mediums. I've seen Twinkies trying to keep up with Fizzy here, still in that DRS section. Remaining is quite good with his ERS as well.
There's a mistake for Striphium. He binned out of turn 21. There's sector 3 yellow flags. I don't think it's enough for visual safety car or safety car, but he will go to the pits. That's unlucky, as you really see. For the driver for Ferrari, he will jump into the pits and change surely that front wing, as he sees a 5-second penalty for speeding on the pit lane. That's very tough after having damage there on the front end. You really don't know or really don't expect that car to stop there on time.
I'm just watching Twinkie here with Fizzy. It looks like I got a bit of dirty. Yeah, lost his rear end, had to catch that, and he just went in through that corner, drifting. And they're keeping quite tight. Fizzy and Twinkie, they've been going at it for a while. Twinkie hasn't tried to make any silly moves, just trying to keep up with them, but he's got some good pace, and I think he is going to catch Fizzy in a matter of time, but needs to protect his tires and keep those tires in temper as well. Very easy for them to get really hot, and then after that, it's a bit of a spiral out of control, so you have to really manage your tire temps on these hards as well, as I found out the hard way today.
Yeah, Chris, right now, I think he lost a little bit of run. He did a mistake on this lap, as he has been lapping on 39.9. We'll see Carmelesson, he does a 40.4. He's not following that leader space, he's falling. Of course, he's out of that DRS window with Becky B, but he's still falling, 10th and 10th. After having to battle with Casquito, as we saw on the first stages, and right now he's not able to catch that DRS train that we are seeing there on the front. But as I said, Chris lost a little bit of time on that lap, and it seems like he has recovered a couple of tenths that has saved the DRS between him and Fritzen. But right now the train there for the lead is well, increasing as Becky B approaches there.
Yeah, and this is seeing Fizzy coming out of turn 5 here. He's going to get DRS. It's up, and he's slid it a little bit. That's going to cost him a bit of time, but it's still going for that move. I don't think it's going to be enough. That's going to...
Unless he will try it. Oh, no, he just takes a look. It's not enough. Fizzyman, I think he actually lucked up a little bit there on the fronts, but Twinkie will try to do it the next time. They're both battling. They're both negative on fuel, but on the same battery, let's say, well, as we can see. They're around
be a good battle.
30%. Yep.
He wants to make the move. He's keen to make the move. He's been behind Fizzy for a good, I think all 9 laps actually. And I think he's just hungry. He just wants to get pie. And I know that frustration. He's keen, but the thing is, you have to bide your time well. DRS is open. He's not deploying his DRS. He knows he needs to manage that a little bit better and go again the next lap. I think just get as close as possible as he can. But they are very tight. They are very, very tight.
They are indeed, Dirk. Right now, dancing in that negative fuel swinky, as sometimes that light, that yellow light, is on and sometimes it's off. He logs up and a little bit wider on the entry of the bridge, but still he managed to keep the car clean.
That yellow light is very inviting. It's as a driver, actually let's jump into Casquillo here, who's very close to BTFU. He is going to be looking to get past him. By BTFU on those hard tires, because he is on those fresh medium tires. He's not going to wait around for BTFU. As soon as he gets the opportunity to get by, he's going to be looking to get away from him.
Yeah, right now Casquito on the mediums is new mediums for him, and of course BTFU with that with the hards of 9 lap old. Look at Casquito, the run he will have after turn 5, right now in turn 6, DRS enable, overtake button on, but it seems like the straight line speed for BTFU is not that bad and he will hold a little bit more than expected, the Argentinian, but he goes clean by there up into P14.
It's well done from, that was well done from Casquito there, keeping it clean, no contacts. BTFU made a sensible move, just moved out of the way there and just tried to defend, but it wasn't quite enough and didn't want to get too much damage or get in any bother, shall I say there. Vischer and Maxim B now battling for P8, and this is a battle for positions. Both got 9 up older mediums, but with Maxim B with a bit more ERS than he has. Vischer has caught up to him. I don't know whether Maxim B made a mistake or not, but he caught up to him quite quickly. So he's going to be under pressure, especially coming through Sector 1. He's going to be very, very much under pressure to hold that position and not just let Vischer by. Let's see how he copes with that pressure as well.
Yeah, I think they have been there very close. And they stays with Caesars. Jumps into the pit. I don't know if he had damage. We will see. It doesn't seem like he will be replacing that. I think like is a big undercut for the McLaren squad right now, putting the heart and trying to go to the end 20 laps or 21 on that compound. And well, he will try it. There's a big undercut, and I think he's doing it to Zamas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to get over there. That's very early to come off those mediums. Usually it's lap 15. Is where you'd want to come off, 14, 15, around that area. So he's come off looking to get in for positions, but he comes out, well, sorry, we'll find out where he comes out once Zamas pits in a couple of laps. Vischer and Maxim V still keeping quite tight to each other. Gabux is looking to make a move here on BTFU, deploys that DRS. He's got no ERS, but he's got the DRS open. BTFU, is he going to try and hold it? Not too much, still wheel to wheel, but Gabux picks up a 3-second penalty making that move. He got the position, cost him a bit of time though.
Yeah, one warning more for the Alfa Romeo, and that was a penalty as Fritzen has left the session. Seems like the driver probably having an issue to connect there, but we'll see if we can invite him soon as soon as possible, because I think I have him added, and well, that might be the best thing to do if we have it on the list, as we right now don't have that much of action, but it seems like Fritzen.
Gals is pitted, coming off those medium tires, no penalty from him, so he's going to get off that. CEST is right behind BTFU. They're keeping quite tight, both. Well, Gabux just gone past, and there's a yellow flag. It looks like it's Maxim, yeah. He's had an issue. Oh, that's devastating for McLaren. I'm heartbroken for him. He's going straight into the pits. I mean, at least it's not fresh tires, I guess. And yeah. Twiki, 3-second penalty.
That's very unlucky for the McLaren driver. Sorry, Maxim. I don't know if he has damage. Yeah, he has damage indeed on that front, and he will be replacing that front wing. You have a yellow flag. I don't know who is that. I don't know if it's Casquito. I think it's probably the blue flag of Strifium right there, as Fritzen joins again this session. So the intervals there between these drivers will be reset as he selects the car to be on board again. Casquito very close on Becky B.
BTFU just took a very wide line, and just picked him off. He took his entry was quite poor into that corner, and he suffered from it because just came through cleanly there. No trouble for him. No time lost at all. Just whizzed by, and now it's going to be looking to catch and take Gabbix. P7, 8, 9, and 10 all now quite close. Gazo with fresh tires. Becky B with fresh tires, and now he's going to be looking to make up some positions.
I have seen something. Is that Giza and Becky B pitted at the same time, and they were very close. I think was the DRS window between them, less than a second. And right now Giza is just ahead of Fizimon, and not only Fizimon but Twinkie, and Becky B is just behind that traffic. So this can cost a lot of time to the Williams driver.
Yep, and Chris is just coming to pits as well now, so that's gonna be interesting to see where he comes out in traffic as well.
We have a yellow flag. It's Fritzen. Ooh, I think he went really wide there. I don't know if he picked damage there, and yes, he did. He will be changing that front wing after, I think, touching that wall on the pit entry. I don't know really what happened, but well, he will be pissing and trying to go to the end with those hards. Chris did the same on this lap as well. He is right now up there in the front, just in front of Gavizum, who is on those hards since the beginning of this race. Just ahead of Giza, who it seems like he has undercutted all the field to P2, as Carmelson still is outside there leading this race, but he's not the leader. Giza doing that overtake on Gavizum. I think both Brazilians are battling, and Giza jumps into P3.
Becky B's, you can tell he's frustrated. He doesn't want to be here. He knows he's losing time and he doesn't want to be here. He's taking a little peek to see where a window is potentially open. Casquillo's right behind him, putting pressure on him as well. He doesn't want that. He wants to get through this as quickly as possible, but they're not letting him have it easily, and he's just gonna get more and more frustrated there. Let's hope that doesn't cost him anything, as he's quite patient. He's quite a level-headed man. I watched Becky B quite a lot, and he's got a cool head on him, so I wouldn't expect him to do anything silly. But he will want to get past there. He's going to make a move on Twinkie here. He's not wasting any time. Oh, Twinkie braking very late and just shuts the door completely on Becky B.
Amazing for his teammate as Casquito Benitez just going side by side in turn 15 and 16. On the inside, cutting a little bit of that curve. There's contact. There's contact between the leader of the championship and Casquito Benitez, another race winner here for Americas. He was on... Oh, that was very close. Becky B protecting that place. He doesn't want to have another car ahead of him. He knows he's losing time, as you said. And right now he's pushing, trying to get Twinkie, but Twinkie did a major job as his teammate, who's on new mediums, as Becky B takes a penalty there on turn 22. That will cost him a lot of time.
That's gonna sting. That's gonna really sting. He's gonna be annoyed about that. And he wanted to get pie as quickly as he could. Now just stuck for another lap, and again, I know the feeling. I had the exact same thing a little bit earlier on. I tried to make the move, the door got shut, and it starts to get to you as you... Oh! Cheery almost spinning out there as he comes through into the first corner. He almost lost the car completely. Good save, actually. But yeah, sorry, as I was saying, I know the feeling. You just want to get past, and you're just getting the door shut on you. It hurts. It really does.
Yeah, right now, I think Becky has yellow damage on the front wing. That's what they're saying right now. Becky B, of course, streaming this race on his account, but the leader of the championship seems like he has some issues right now with that front wing. Of course, not visual damage, so he's right now closing the gap with Twinkie. And not only that, but a shout out to Emerald Freeware, who has been subscribed as with a tier 1 subscription, 11 months. So of course, big shout out, and of course thanks to everyone who is supporting the stream and the community of racing. Right now, Becky B very close on Twinkie, as Twinkie is with Fizimon, both on the same strategy, but Becky just pitted one lap ago, and he's trying to put those hards to the end, and he's losing time with Giza and Chris. And not only that, but Carmel Lesson, who just pitted, I think he's doing the overcut on Becky B, and this could be possible probably, as Becky B has been held a lot of time on that traffic, and we will see who will be ahead. It seems like Carmelson will be tight, but it's Becky B. No contest there, as Carmelson will be there outside that pit lane, as Gabox just rejoins ahead of him, but goes wide in turn 3, and Cisos will try it as well. Cisos on the outside.
Yeah, that is tight grid. The Alpha, the Hassans, and the McLaren battling it out. Just 3 changes I think were made in that sector alone, but CEST will be hungry. He doesn't want to do that, and then it looks like it's Gabux losing a position to Carmison. Carmison really liking those fresh hards. CEST won't be wasting any time here. He's going to be looking to get past Gabux as quickly as he can here. He doesn't want to be held back at all or any further than he has to.
Yeah, meanwhile, I think Tsunki was overtaken by Becky B, and then after that, he just let his teammate by on turn 9, as, well, he doesn't want to hold his teammate. Casquito right now losing the RS, just right now, as I said, with Becky B is just there on the limit, as Caesars has an issue, I think, on traction out of the hairpin. We will see who's closer right now. Becky B closing the gap on Fizimon, even with that supposed front wing damage that we can't see here from a spectator, but well, probably can be there on the car.
Too much happening at the moment, CJ. I'm trying to keep up. There's things happening at the top, things happening at the bottom. CJ's trying to make moves. Becky be working his way back up the field, and it's quite entertaining in terms of the fact that no one seems to be making too drastic of mistakes. It seems to be quite clean and fair battling so far.
Well, Wiza had damage. He was supposed to not pit anymore to the end, but on lap 16 he picked damage, and he will be pitting for mediums, and he right now is getting demoted, I think, even behind Bisha. So that's very unlucky for the Mercedes driver. As a full-time driver he is. He was getting a podium, but right now, well...
oh, Casquito's pinned it! He's facing the wrong way! Oh, he has to be careful about his car rolling there. Just gets out of the way. Oh, that was unfortunate. It just looks like he lost traction on the exit of the corner there, and I'm not too sure exactly what happened to cause it, but it may have been a bit of contact, but he is now dropping. He's going to be hurt by that. He's not going to be happy at all.
Not only him, but his rears as well, struggling a lot. I think it's over 100 degrees there on the rears. As you can see, he's sliding everywhere on this track. So the Argentinian was doing a two-stop. He was doing a two-stop, and right now the strategy was not the best. And I think probably he put too much pressure there on the base, as he is trying to put the car on the best way possible there on the track. But Bisha will try the move just before turn 10. Actually, Casquito yields because he knows he can't have the pace there to hold the the driver, as Casquito was well, he goes off again.
I think you can make a nice bacon and egg fry up on those tires right now. They're going to be cooked. They are going to be hot right now. He's not going to be happy driving on those. He's going to have to take a lap to just keep it cool. The car just went straight on Carmison. I don't know what happened to Carmison, but I think he must have missed his braking point completely, as he went straight on that corner. He's lucky if he hasn't got any damage, but I'm pretty sure he just went face first into that wall. He's pitting. He's got damage.
I really don't know what's happening lately. Both Argentinians suffering a lot there with damage. I think
one a freak storm in the area.
For sure, as we have BTFU right now defending on Zamos. Zamos on a new set of hards, trying to go to the end, and BTFU still yet to pit. He's waiting for a safety car for sure, but Zamos will take that move every day of the week on the outside of turn 6, on the inside of turn 7, and he's right ahead of the AlphaTauri.
Becky B just going for the overtake on Fizimon, and that is alright. There was a bit of contact, but he wasn't waiting too long. Gets through there, up into P3. Becky B, considering he's got damage, is still quite quick on those on that car. He's doing very well.
He's doing very well indeed right now. Fritzen as well wants to do the same as Zamos. Fritzen, of course, having that disconnection before, so very lucky to him, as we have an exchange on the back. I think Zolz was speeding, and Maxime B overtook there on the fast line, as Fritzen tries to go to the move there on the inside of turn 14. The difference of grip is notable there, and BTFU will drop another place there after he has been passed by Zamos and the Mercedes driver on the reserve capacity, as Fritzen goes up into P8.
16 lap old hards is on. I wonder how long it's going to take those before he thinks about changing starts. He has already pit. I don't know, I can't remember what tire he did start on. I could double. Is it mediums?
No, he's started on the hards. He hasn't pit yet.
Okay. Why is it telling me it's in 16? We're on lap 18, 17 lap. My brain may not be working. It's late over here, Alex. So please do forgive me.
He's setting the fastest lap there with a 37.4. The Mercedes driver who pitted again with those mediums trying to go to the end. He needs to really push at the moment. He's there on the border of the points, but of course that damage on lap 15 cost him a lot of time, as Caesars is very close on Fizimon.
Yep, he caught a bit of time during that DRS section that's just been, and I think with his 64% ARS he's got, I think he's going to be looking to make a move very shortly. He's looking at the little gap just to see where there is something available. But as we go into the second DRS zone, I think we're going to be looking. He's going to be looking to make an overtake here for sure. He needs to make sure he gets a clean exit, which he does indeed. There goes the DRS. Is he going to try and make that move?
I think it's still far away. He's still far away, and well, there's a thing on this corner that if you go a little bit wide, you can touch that Tex Pro barrier, and you can really get collected there. If you go a little bit wide and you miss the braking point, well, you can get there and well block all the racing line, and can be really dangerous for all the drivers who are going there. So right now, Caesar doesn't want to risk it, and he will be staying behind Fizimon. Becky B, 3 second time penalty, Fizimon 3 second time penalty, Gearbox as well as BTIV 9 second time penalty for the Mercedes driver of Giza, 3 seconds for Trinky and Cherry, 6 seconds for Casquito and Strifium.
That wall you were just talking, we talk about where that wall was just sticking out a little bit. I think Mr. Alex Budd has had good experience with that wall that's taken him out of through a few practice races throughout the week. He'll know it very well. See Joss here now with his ERS and overtake engage. He's going to be looking to make that move on the inside. There he goes. It looks to be clean. Fizimon not trying to do too much work to keep him behind, so that is nice.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lose the time right now. Giza will try to do the same with Ali Yamamoto. It seems like that was easy, as the McLaren driver did just before. We have a train there ahead. I think it's Zamas with Gabox and Fritzen just behind them, as we change to the gap on intervals, as we saw it on leader. And not only that, this battle we have right now here, but as well a battle for P2. Of course, not the net P2, as Becky B is on that right now, and Caesars is on third place on that. And well, actually we have a battle for P2, as Caesars, without penalties, is 3.3 behind Becky B, the leader of the championship, with penalties. So he really needs to push to take that net P2, at the moment P3 on track.
Just keep an eye on Zamas here as we go through the final sector here. Go through turns 19, 20 into 21. Just keeping an eye on Zamas. I think he's gonna be trying to make a move and start finish straight as we go up. There goes Gabex into the pits. That's a position for him for free. Thank you very much, sir. See you later.
Yeah, but now Zamos, after using that battery, trying to overtake Gabox, he will be suffering to defend against Fritzen, who is on the same strategy as him. And well, he will try to push as much as he can to defend that. But of course, in Singapore, on a street circuit like it is, Marina Bay, recharging that energy is very difficult, as Fritzen brushes the wall a little bit. I don't think he has damage there on the front end, but well, very risky to go wide on turn 5.
Yeah, Fritzen didn't have enough battery to make an overtake here. If he makes that overtake or tries to make an attempt at an overtake, he has to make sure that he does it. Otherwise, he's going to be standing at the same back there for a while. He hasn't got enough to make 2 attempts. Gabizim, looking to catch up to Twinkie here. Gets quite close. I think he'll be trying to make a move quite shortly as well. So yeah, up and down the board, we've still got some battling going on. Yamamoto is catching up on BTFU. He needs to make a good few positions. Those soft tires just did not work from at the start of the race. That's really been tough for him as we've gone around the circuit.
Yeah, right now I think Casquito as well, on the new mediums he had after that incident, he was really trying to push against Tolls on the same strategy, actually, 2 lap old mediums as well for the Alfa Romeo race winner of Hungary, Tolls. And well, Casquito won't take it on this straight, but he's closing the gap on the corners, and he knows he's faster at the moment, as he is fighting for that P17 after some issues the Argentinian had on this race so far. Right now jumping in the front, Fritzen is still very close there on the back of Zamas.
Yep, Gabzoom has now caught up nicely to Twinkie. They're less than half a tenth, so half a second with each other, and if he gets a good overtake, he could be looking to make an overtake work here, Twinkie, but no, he's going to hold off just a little bit more. Just wait for the DRS out of turn 5, as always. That's where the most overtaking opportunities has been. It's probably the one or two overtaking positions that you can have over here in Singapore. Very close to him, though. Gets behind. Gets that draft. He's bumped into him, which has not helped him at all to make this overtake. But that DRS has helped get it past.
Strifium has retired the car on the garage on lap 21 out of 31, as we have an exchange between teammates on the Haas. The thing was planned as Thierry was on a different strategy, and he will try to hold BTFU there. The AlphaTauri behind, who's just pitted for a new set of mediums, was been struggling all the first stint, but now he will try to do the comeback. He always there. He never gives up. And well, he's showing how close he can be.
Fritzen and Zamus here have been going at it for a while. They've both drained each other's battery. They're just having a great battle on here. They're probably having a lot of fun actually right now. Zamus not letting up, made a little bit of a mistake there. Fritzen catching up. He's not holding up back at all. One of these guys makes a mistake. You know what? I don't think they'll be too disappointed because the battles have been going on for the last lap has been quite good. Fritzen here getting the DRS. He's going to be going straight down the back of him. I don't know. He's going to hold off a little bit. He's got no errs. That's not going to help him at all. But Zamus has got no errs. So the DRS is going to matter here. It looks like the person that's going to lose out most maybe Fizzyman. But Zamus just had a terrible exit out of there. Fritzen keeping quite close to him still as he gets the DRS. No ERS to deploy by. He's just let his teammate Gauser by. That's some team orders in play right there. Giza is out to get him. He's just said, you know what, give me a go. I want him.
You know what is this? You know what is this? I think this is a mind game. And Giza right now with the 5-lap old mediums, he might be faster, of course, than Fritzen. And Giza will try to overtake Zamus. And after that, of course, with that battling, I think Fritzen can close up and probably take an opportunity to shot there and overtake Zamus, because otherwise it seems like Fritzen is not having the pace to do it on track. So well, he will try to let his teammate bite on the mediums, and he will let his teammate there to make the call. But right now Zamus is pushing, trying to get Fizimon, who's on all hearts from the beginning of this race, and Fizimon probably even stretching to the softs. We will see he's overcutting this field as much as he can, as Zamus goes a little bit wider on turn 18, sorry. We will see if he can do it on the next corners, or if Giza will be before doing that overtake.
Fizzyman really backing these guys up, and it just makes for entertaining racing because they can't get past Fizzyman, even though there's DRS, because Zamus has got no ERS. Alright, Zamus is defending from the Mercedes behind him. The Mercedes has got ERS. He's just let him.
Whoa.
Did he let him by?
I think there was a mistake. I think he slid there out of turn 3. And look, I said it. Fritzen will try to make that move. When Giza did it, Fritzen did it, and this is amazing teamwork as Zamus right now with DRS just behind them. Well, he's suffering. He's suffering as he let both by. As who is that? I think it's Giza doing another mistake right now. Another overtake on Fizimon, and Fritzen will try to do the same as his teammate Gabizon as well, doing an overtake on Bishop.
Late braking, shut the door on Visha. He's not messing around. He wants that position. The yellow flag, though, it's going to be a Renault. Casquito again is DNF. That might cause a safety car.
Yep, it's a virtual safety car. It's a virtual safety car. All the drivers have to reduce the pace. I don't think anyone will be trying to pit there on the front, but they will try to time the delta perfectly. So when it's green flag racing, they can really take advantage against these rivals. Right now, Zamus and Fritzen very close on Fizimon. Giza took that place before, and he will be extending that gap. Of course, he has more penalties, and well, he really needs to extend that gap. Zamus, without penalties at the moment, he's keeping it clean, and that can be a thing that might help his result at the end.
Fizimon still backing these drivers up. Zamus has been able to recharge his ERS due to that VSC, so he's going to be trying to get back at Fritzen.
Oh, there's contact.
And he's mid. Oh, that is awful. Fritzen is going to be...
Everyone is in. Zamus has a red a red front wing. I think Fritzen had damage as well. Gabizon zooming by these drivers right now up into B5, and with the penalties, I think it's 3 seconds against 9 with Giza. He will try to close that gap and try to take B4, but right now it seems like very easy moves for Gabizon, but very unlucky for Zamos as he was gonna take probably a B5.
You know what? I feel bad for him. They're having some great battles, but it looks like 22 laps on those hards just gave up eventually, and he just lost traction on the exit of that corner, which is unfortunate to see because they were having a great time battling. I'm pretty sure they would have enjoyed it, but frustrations may have been running high now from those guys. But that's Singapore.
Yeah, that's Singapore as Gabizon right now up into B5 after those mistakes. Of course, a straight circuit as Singapore is, and well, a mistake like this can have consequences on a big scale. And Zamas, another time being unlucky, he will be there. I'll count on the middle of that incident. Yeah.
Chris is 16 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. Becky B's managed to get himself back up to P2 considering the light damage he's got, so he's going to be very happy about that. But Chris is flown away. We've barely talked about him. I think we talked about it briefly in the first 5 laps, and then after that, he's just been going, and no one's noticed. He's gone.
Yeah, right now, Chris on first place, 16 seconds against Becky B. Becky B has a penalty on Caesars, who's there on the back. He's there on the gap to take P2 after that 3-second time penalty for Becky B is applied. And probably Caesars, of course, with 6 lap and a half to go, probably can take that place. And jumping Becky B, of course, I don't think will change anything on the standings of the championship, but probably, of course, Caesars will win against his rivals a lot of points, so we'll see where Caesars can land after that result.
Yeah, Gabix, Carmson, BTFU, and Yama here in a nice little train. Yama's gonna be hungry to get points after the start he's had, but he's on nice mediums now, catching up to BTFU. But he's got no ERS. How's that happened? He's drained it all catching up. But fastest sector 2 so far, so he's still got some solid pace there. Gabix trying to keep his position in P8, and Carmson is now in the DRS zone, so he's gonna be catching up nicely. Don't know how long Yama's going to wait before he makes a move. Probably not that long, knowing Yama. He'll be wanting to get past as quickly as he possibly can with BTFG, just so he doesn't lose any more time than he needs to.
He's on the same rubber as the Americans, so right now Yama will try to do something different rather than the strategy. Of course, 6 laps to go now to the end as Chris crossed the line just brief moments before. And Yama, of course, trying to fight to enter that position, but Gabox just took a penalty, and that will be 6 seconds to Gabox, so probably he can get demoted out of those points of as Carmeles and BTFU and Yamamoto have 3 seconds each other, so Gabox probably will be demoted to P11.
Yeah, Gabism, that Red Bull. He's had a great race. He's made up 13 positions this race. He's getting in P5, so if he can hold that, I think he'll be very satisfied himself, actually. That is a good day in the office. Looking at the penalties as well, but guys, it has got 9 seconds, so it looks like if done right, Gabism might be able to jump him. 6 seconds for Twinkie, 6 seconds for Gavix, and 6 seconds for Cheery.
Oh, there's an exchange between Twinkie and Bisha. They are still side by side, but they think Bisha we are saying that place, both drivers getting 8 places from the beginning, and right now on the same, no, not the same strategy, but 12 lap old for Bisha and 8 lap old mediums for Twinkie on P7, and he's really pushing as Fritzen overtakes Shiri after, well, of course, difference on strategy. Fritzen did have to pit for a new wing, and right now with the new mediums, he's he's overtaking that Haas on a very old hards.
Just debating who's gonna take who first. Is Twinkie gonna take Visha or is Yama gonna take BTFU? Because both of them very tight to each other. Yama getting right behind him, is in the inside, looking to make the overtake work. In the sticking the inside, looks like BTFU is not yielding at all. Some great battling between these two, some contact. Yama staying in that inside line. Looks to take that lead, coming through into the final sector. BTFU dropping back into P11. Twinkie's still behind Visha though.
I think there was some contact there between Yama and BTFE, but nothing major. Just a hug between rivals. So right now Yama up into P10, but of course he needs to push because he needs to catch Gabox, who had, as we saw, a 6-second time penalty, which will cost a lot of positions.
Zamus is just inhaling all the fumes from Churi here as he goes through Sector 1. He is being right up his rear. They're seeing that inviting flashing lights from Churi. He knows for a fact that come through the next sector. Whoa! He had to brake very hard there to avoid a collision. He needs to know. He knows that coming through the next sector, he's gonna have him. He just needs to take his time, have some patience as we enter turn 5. There goes the DRS. He's not using that. There's the ERS, and it's gonna make for a rather clean overtake because Chiri is just defenseless at this point.
He doesn't have anything to defend against those softs, as he just takes a penalty, and that will cost a place for the Mercedes driver. The McLaren driver, he needs to take it right now on track, as it seems like he lost connection with the teammates on the Bush set. So right now, without engineer, radio problems for McLaren, and it seems like the consistency for CEST has been out, and now taking a penalty. 3 laps to go, and well, as I said, this can be costing a place if he doesn't catch Becky soon.
See, Josh is having a great race. P3, he's gonna be chuffed with that. Again, considering that he was out on a run right before the race, came through just before the race started, and is now in P3. He's gonna be very happy with that. He needs to go on more runs, actually. You know what? The McLaren team orders, he just goes for a run before a race every single time because he's doing very well.
Britain as well taking a 3-second time penalty that I think will be 6 seconds for the Mercedes driver on a reserve capacity. Right now, Fizimon, after doing the hard to soft strategy, demoted to P15 after the pit stop, and right now trying to make ground there on the softs. Of course, he had damage as well, we have to remember, after that contact with Fritzen and Zamos on turn 21, but he had to.
Twinkie's had enough. He's getting right up to Vish's rear here. He's trying to get past. He's been looking for a position to get past for the last stop. He's been keeping an eye on that, and he's not holding back anymore. So I'm pretty sure in the next couple of laps we're going to be seeing Visher and Twinkie going wheel to wheel as he goes for an absolute stand here. Oh wow! It didn't quite work out. He's now got the DRS as well. He's gonna go for another.
Try it again. Yeah, he'll try it again. Look at the dive from the Renault, but there's the contact. There's the contact. That was a big dive and big consequence, big risk, and well, there's no damage it seems on the front end for the Renault driver. That I think, at least not visual, but probably can be there on the cockpit, and he can be feeling that damage as CEST is closing the gap on Becky B, and on the same battery. Well, actually, very close battery, between 10 and 20% for both drivers, but still not having the run as Becky B trying to break that slipstream.
Oh, he's gone into a wall. He's lost a bit of his end plate, and he's gonna pit. He was doing so well. Oh, he was gaining positions, but he lost his rear end and just hit the wall. So he's gonna be coming in to replace that wing, get on some soft tires there. Digos has caught up to Becky B at this point, actually. And Becky B doesn't look to have any ERS left. I'm pretty sure he's still got damage as well. I'm not too sure if that wing got replaced. 17 laps? I don't think so. But Seajoss will be out to make a move here. And Seajoss could get P2 by the end of this race if he's patient, actually.
Yes, he just really needs to time this perfectly, as he really needs to reload the battery, and not only that, but well, he needs to time it perfectly. Of course, a street circuit like Singapore, very difficult to overtake, and I think the best spot, as we have seen all this day with the action of Tier 3 and Americas, has been that turn 7 after the DRS straight, that long, or the longest DRS straight of this track, which is between turn 5 and turn 7. Fizemon taking a 3
Yeah.
second time penalty for multiple warnings, but I don't think that will be affecting any points, as he's out of the points and with a huge gap to P10.
So see, just skipping right up to Becky B. Yamamoto has caught up to Gabix now. He's going to be looking to make a move on him, try and get as many points recovered for Williams as possible. Maxim B's on the medium, still catching Chiri. So people are still flying. Grid's still quite close. It's not completely over yet, but they're coming into the penultimate lap of the race now. Chris still leading the race by 20 seconds.
Very good job for Chris right now. He was no problems he had on our race. I think only a virtual safety car probably make us some drama, but it didn't, because it was on a stage that the stops were already done. So right now Chris, with all the pace he had on qualifying, he transferred that pace to the race. And right now 20 seconds. Of course Becky was hold up a little bit. I think he has damage and a penalty, of course, on his name, but Chris did it all perfectly. He overcut that field. He didn't want to be on trouble with traffic, and well, the clean air was his best friend today, and a good performance with a good pace, of course, as well. So right now, Psijos trying to be close on Becky B as Chris crosses the line to take the last lap of this Singapore Grand Prix here for MRL Americas, and Becky B and Psijos will try it now.
Gabik's having a really tough time keeping his car in a straight line on track at the moment. Yama's right behind him. He's just looking for an opportunity for him to get by. He's been sat there patiently, but I don't think he's going to be too much more patient with the last lap. There's 2 positions up for grabs for him right here. It's just a question of whether he's willing to take the opportunity, or whether Twinkie and Gabix are going to let him by. I don't think they're going to make it easy at all, though.
Caesar is using the overtake button on the exit of turn 3 and 4, rather than using it right now, and he lost traction on the section as Becky is weaving a little bit to break the slipstream, but it won't be enough for Caesar right now to make that move. So it should be like this. Only if Becky B does a mistake, probably this can change, because Becky B right now really tidy there on the front, really steady on that Williams cockpit, and he will try to take P2 and bring it to the end. Penalties, of course, 3 seconds for each other, so shouldn't change unless Becky B or Caesar really make it dust and done and dusted there after taking more warnings on this battle. Yamamoto very close on Gabox. Gabox will try the move on Twinkie. They're side by side. There's contact, and Gabox almost around.
Yama took the long way around to get this position. He's in the inside of a Gabox. He's squeezed him out, taking the position, and now he just wants to get Twinkie. Twinkie has been struggling on those tires. It looks like Gabox made a mistake that cost him. Now it's just Twinkie's turn. Yama being honestly very, very patient here. He's
Chris, sorry to interrupt there, but Chris, after an amazing performance as a Racing Point full-time driver, he will take P1. 20 seconds will be the difference, and even more to second place. He took pole with the mediums. With the mediums, he took the pole. 33.5 with the pole position for the American driver. And right now, Becky B crossing line on second place. Season on third place after an amazing performance as well for the McLaren driver. And we have an exchange there as Zamos and Fritzen. I think Fritzen had damage there on the hairpin.
I think coming through the line, I'm just keeping an eye on Twinkie and Yama here. Yama is not going to hold back, I'm pretty sure. He's looking to get past Twinkie through these final corners. I don't think it's going to happen, but he's had a valiant effort trying to do it. Twinkie's going to cross the line at P7, Yama P8. Whoa, Yama almost bought it, but Yama still gets that position on penalties, and BTFU P8 as well.
An amazing performance after that first stint. It was a horrible first stint for BTFU on the first stage of this race, after having contact with his teammate who just finished on P6. So very good points for AlphaTauri, as well for Williams, as normally is. But Twinkie on P9 and Gabox down to P10 with 1 point, just where he started. I think it was there as well. So we are waiting for Tools, who will be crossing line soon, and it will be running this grid for today's race here on America's, Eric.
been a good race actually. We didn't have any safety cars. We had a couple of VSCs. There's been some very good battling. Gabism getting driver of the day. He had a good race as well. BTFU had a great race, and you know what? Overall, that was a cracking battle.
Yeah, we have a lot of battles there, but Chris, I think he didn't have any battles, but I think he didn't want to have it as he was there on the lead. He really wanted to take those 25 points, as I think he didn't take sorry the fastest lap. Three American flags there on the top of this podium with Chris, Becky B, and Sijas with
Big up to
Williams
McLaren's.
and McLaren. I
Love,
think someone
love.
here on the boat will be happy, huh?
You know what? McLaren has had a very tough time. So every time I see McLaren do well, I'm very happy for them. But yes, it looks like it's an all-American lockout for P1, 2, and 3. Chris did a fantastic job there. Becca B had a great recovery drive considering the conditions, and she just got the final podium position there. But Giza and Gabism had a great race as well. Visha had a cracker. He held his ground very well. Yama had a great recovery drive as well. So you know what? Considering the circumstances they'll put in, I think everyone is going to be pretty happy with their results. Bar a couple. Obviously, Casquito had a very unfortunate incident with his tires just being too hot.
Yeah, of course. Chris, Becky B, and Caesar will be the podium. Both Brazilians there on P4 and P5. I think only 3 tenths of difference between them, as Giza had 9 seconds of penalties. Bisha will be on P6 after starting on P14. Yamamoto on P7 after doing a two-stop. BTFU after a bad stint, jumping into the points without having penalties, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, only 3 seconds for him. For the American, Twinkie taking that P9, and Gabox there on the P10, Zamos, Fizimon, Maxim, Fritz, and Chiri, Carmeleson, Tols, Casquito, Benitez, Stripium, and Duffel without any points today. Zamos, I think, one of the most unlucky drives for him, for the Ferrari driver. He didn't have any penalties, and after that, he will not be happy how unlucky he got there on that incident between Fizimon and him.
Yeah. Interviews?
Of course. So we are waiting right now for the interviews for these drivers, and we will see if they are there on the interview waiting room and they are ready. But well, Caesar is not there at the moment. We will see, and we will be waiting for Caesar if he can go there into the voice set, and if not, of course, we're gonna start with Becky P when he's ready to go.
That could be level-headed, cool head. You know, given the situation I was in behind drivers, he did very well. He cleaned up getting through the pack, and I have a lot of respect for Becky B because regardless of the circumstances he gets to, he always seems to find a way to battle himself back up the grid, and you know he doesn't disappoint when it comes to racing. That's for sure.
He never disappoints. That's why he's the leader of the championship. As we're waiting right now for Caesar, he will be joining right now for the interview. But that was amazing race there for these American drivers. Now we have Caesar, the third driver there on the podium. That was very intense, Caesar, wasn't?
Oh yeah. It was, yeah, it was quite the race actually. I didn't really coming into this race expect anything much, given the circumstances.
I'll give you the honors, Dirk, because as a teammate for McLaren, I think you'll be happy with that.
So you know you've got an interesting driving position. How you have tested out for quite a while. How did you find because in the McLaren squad we test new things, and I know C just has been trying out different driving styles. This is genuinely true as well. How did you find today? Was it more comfortable? Did you feel better?
Yeah, I feel like I was just kind of used to it by now, and I actually did like it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it
And you also went for a good sprint right before the race. I don't know what it is, but it seems like the adrenaline running through you has helped you today.
completely. It was a good sprint and a good sprint home as well. I wasn't even supposed to race today, so getting there 1 minute before was it
No,
was
it's beautiful.
interesting.
And considering the luck you've had at the start of the season, it's actually great to see you getting points again, especially for McLaren. How are you feeling for the rest of the season? Are you feeling like you could get a few more podiums in the bag?
Yeah, I sure hope so. And re-looking at the race, I actually got a double warning on lap 21. So if it gets removed, then P2, which is even better for the McLaren boys.
Happy days, mate. It was a pleasure watching you get that podium, and I look forward to seeing you do it again next week.
Thank you.
Right now we'll be jumping with Becky B, but it seems like he is right now deafened. So I really don't know if the leader of the championship will be available to the interviews.
He's around. Hi, Becky B.
How you doing, Dirk?
Come on, Vito, it's your show, sir.
Becky B, what a good race. Someone in the chat said that you on the second stint had some portion of that front wing missing. Is that correct, sir? Or you were struggling with that front end, or was just the pace?
Yeah, I think it was light yellow front wing for that entire second stint. Coming out of the pit lane, I got blocked by someone to let people through under blue flags, blocked the pit exit, so I took damage on a lapped car. Um, so that was a little unfortunate, and in the process, lost out 2 or 3 places. And got stuck in major traffic, so that's why I fell, 15 seconds or whatever it was to Chris towards the end there. I think without the damage, would have made my race definitely a lot easier. That was definitely one of the hardest races, if not the hardest race of the season. Yeah, it was a rough race, but I'm definitely happy with the result.
After that battle with Caesar we saw, do you actually thought you were going to hold there, or you actually thought as it was Singapore, of course, the street circuit, you were going to hold ahead of the McLaren driver with any problem?
I knew it was gonna be tough. I knew my race engineer was telling me that we were, pretty equal on ERS, so I wasn't too worried about that. And I know how hard it is to overtake here, and I wasn't gonna go down without a fight. So, I felt pretty confident in those last few laps. I wasn't too worried, but he was definitely keeping me in check, making sure I wasn't, going off track or anything. I was definitely sweating a little bit, but it was definitely a good fight at the end there.
Very good job. That's why you're the leader of the championship. Holding battles with damage is what makes you stronger. And I hope you have a better race on Russia next week. Yeah.
Thanks, me too.
So right now, last but not least, we have Chris as a Racing Point driver. How are you feeling right now, Chris?
Pretty vindicated after what happened in Belgium. I feel like it's good payback for what happened there.
Yeah, I think that was better experience than the last race you did here. I think it was Spa, as you said. How was that race? It was very calm. It seemed, at least for the gap at the end, but talk us a little bit through that race.
Yeah, I mean, there was no laps resting. I drove with a chip on my shoulder the whole race, going maximum attack every lap. And at the beginning, I sort of held Fritzen at outside of DRS because I didn't want him to form a train off of me. And then once he disconnected and then he held everyone else up, I knew it was like pretty much done and dusted from there. And then a hard sit was super good, 39s all the way through. And I got to give credit to Ace Ritchie for telling me to change the setup a little bit. It made a world's difference, so thanks to him.
A very good effort there. Well, yeah, I really don't know what to say because that was dominance. I think that was the definition of dominance, that race. And well, I really hope you have a good race like this on next week on Russia. How are you feeling for that race?
Yeah, Russia, I feel better on this game than the last game, and it's a lot more straightforward with the tire strategy than Singapore. Just start on the softs and then go from there. Yeah, I'm feeling good, and I'm not going to be racing in complete pain. I mean, this race I can barely even lift my left arm because of the vaccine, so to power through that was good, and by next week I should be completely healed. So yeah, I'm feeling even better about next week than this week.
Very good to see, very good to watch that race, and very good to hear that answer there. You will be stronger even on Russia, probably. We will see, because this race was very good win. So thanks for taking the time for the interview, Chris, and we'll see you on next week on Russia.
Thanks, Alex.
Okay, Derek. So that was everything we had today for MRL America's action here on Singapore. How was that race for you, Derek?
Crack, actually. Yeah, I always stay up late and watch the race, if not watch back the next morning, and it's always provides for good entertainment. And I just hope the guys watching from home enjoyed that race as much as we did. There was a lot of action going on up and down the grid throughout the entire race. No safety cars. You know, I like that. I think the drivers also had fun. Having to fight quite close, because you don't usually get that in normal circuits, but a street circuit, it provides for good battling.
Of course, I really think the same. It was a very good battling between these drivers. Of course, there can be unlucky places sometimes on street circuits, but it is what it is, as sometimes some people like to say. So that's all from me from Spain. Here, Alex Vito and Dirk Chocolate on my side from Great Britain, and we will hope to see you next day for Tier 2 action at 9 p.m. CET, 3 p.m. EDT, and well, see you everyone on next stream.